welcome back to my channel. This is Tita Lavinia of Titas of Pageantry, and for this episode, I'm going to be talking about the top 30 girls who made it as the official candidates of Miss Universe Philippines 2021. Please make sure you stick around. Please subscribe to the channel as well as hit that bell notification button for your weekly pageant fix. Okay, so I'm going to try and make this a little fun for you. I will be presenting the ladies not in alphabetical order, but via their camp affiliations or lack thereof, just so you have an idea on the distribution of ladies who are participating in this edition. So I'm going to start with the smallest number. It comes from the camp. The camp is the newest pageant camp on the block, but they have produced ladies who placed really well last year with the likes of Eliza, Cristel Abello, and of course first runner-up Bella Ismael. This time around, they have two ladies under their wing. Of course, we have Victoria Vincent, that elegant Filipina Kiwi that we all know. One of the biggest feedback from Victoria is that she has to nail her styling. And what I like about Victoria and her team is that they're very receptive, they're very thoughtful. They haven't quite gotten the styling part yet, but they're willing to try new things, and based on some of the materials that Victoria has released, I think that they're getting there. Next, from the camp as well, we have Ingrid Santa Maria of Parañaque. Now, there was no doubt that Ingrid was going to make this in the competition. She's one of the strongest when it comes to communication skills, the family background, as well as her background as an individual is something that, could really do well in this competition. She seems very sure of herself. She has had a number of photo shoots, but I just feel like they haven't really gotten the right mix yet of what she is supposed to present herself as. So we have 10 independent ladies who made it. Leading the pack is Miriam Hipolito of Angeles City, Pampanga. Miriam is tall. She does have all of the beauty queen qualities that we're all familiar with, but I just feel like maybe Miriam has to be taken into 2021 because she does have all of the beauty queen qualities, but I feel like everything is just 2012, if that makes sense. So maybe if they could just strip off the beauty queen feels and maybe get her into something that's more chic and modern. I mean, she's really good to go. She has long legs. She's really tall. If they want to go into a direction that's more current, maybe they could pattern it with her red swimsuit photo shoot, because I felt that that was her best look so far. And maybe also ditch the long sparkly nails because, yeah, that's a little distracting. If Marianne is selling a Filipino beauty that's more on the natural side, so maybe everything else should follow. Number 2 from the independent group is Isabel de los Santos of Makati City. There was also no doubt that Isabel would make it in this competition because her comm skills is really good. She does have that clean and clear as well as fresh look going on. So maybe with Isabel, just a little bit of a versatility, because we've seen a lot of materials from her and she looks really nice, all natural, all glowy. So maybe it's time to see a little bit of edge. Next, I have Noelyn Rose Campos of Antique. I know very little about Noelyn Rose, but I do know that she is, please correct me if I'm wrong, the tallest in this batch at 5'11". Noelyn is a former athlete. So when it comes to former athletes, the transition is just a little longer, maybe a little difficult, because they really have to transition from someone sporty to someone glam. So I think that Noelyn is somewhere in between right now. She still has a couple of weeks to go. So if we can see a full transformation, I think she's good to go. Number 4 is very interesting, Cristel Abello of Aklan. Now, I find that this is interesting because she was with the camp up until recently. She made an announcement that she was going to leave the camp and that she was going to venture out on her own. Now, I don't exactly know the reason why. One of the comments that I read was that she wanted more freedom to work with creatives from Aklan. I totally understand this, and I'm seeing a lot of her materials. It really is a departure from what she showed us last year. This time around, I feel like she has more creative control. Another one of the ladies who is really doing well in the competition as an independent candidate is Katrina Dimaranan of Taguig. Now, in all of my interviews, when I get asked, they ask me who's the most ready in the competition, and yeah, I always say it's Katrina, because Katrina already has all of the attributes of a beauty queen that we need right now. Now that we have very little time to train someone, and when I mentioned Katrina, I mentioned that she is both the noun and the verb, and all Katrina has to do is just prove to everyone that their expectations is yeah, their expectations are something that she can fulfill, and that's something that she can go above and beyond with. So let's see. For Katrina, I just feel like sometimes she's just too made up, and sometimes everything else is just a little too aggressive. So maybe if she could just tone down a little bit, either with styling or maybe with, you know, how she presents herself, and just go for the more natural Katrina instead of the Katrina TV persona, yeah, then I think she's gonna be more loved in the pageant community. Number 6 in the competition of independence, I have Simone Nadine Bornillo of Marinduque, who has been doing well on her own. I mean, she's producing her own photo shoots and videos. She's being very experimental. A lot of people are seeing the resemblance between her and Patch Magtanong, and I think if she could continue to polish her look and continue to make it elegant, continue to make it with more finesse, I think she's good to go. I mean, she is naturally elegant on her own anyway. And number 7, from the independent list, we have Crisaline Valencia of Davao Occidental. Now, I mentioned this before. Tita B and I from Tita's Pageantry, we both really like her. We feel like she has potential. She looks a lot like Michelle D, so maybe if she can have more of that elegance factor as well that Michelle offers us, yeah, good to go. I know that she does have a team who's really very supportive of her, and just more variety in her photo shoots if she still has photo shoots in store for us. I cannot wait to see what else they could do with that, you know, beautiful oriental features. Number 8 is someone that I'm really happy about, because while everyone else is scrambling on how they could elevate their looks, I feel like Davao City's Yvonne Ortega nailed hers pretty early in the competition. And I've been noticing that she's been very experimental with her makeup looks. I don't know what she did. I don't know if... Sorry, we'll let that pass. I don't know if she changed her eyebrows or maybe contouring. Something is different. It's not surgically different. It's not enhancement based different. Maybe it's a difference in the makeup technique, but she looks amazing these days. Number 9 from the independent list, of course, is Judaida Corinihona of Davao del Sur. Davao is really making a killing this year. Davao Occidental, Davao City, and Davao del Sur, they all made it this year. But for Judaida, she does have that, you know, that effervescent glow. It's always so golden. So maybe this time around, maybe she could serve us something more dangerous, something edgy, because yeah, all that we've seen from her is very Disney, and I like that, tropical Disney. And of course, number 10 from the independent list, we have Leren May Bautista of Laguna. Right now, I think Leren is doing everything that she can to prepare for the competition. Her video releases, her photo releases are all well thought out. She understands how this works. And what I like about Leren in this competition is that she's not too gigil. Do you get what I mean? I mean, there is still room for improvement when it comes to Leren. So for me, that's not super sagad, right? So we can still do a little bit of bendy tricks to hone Leren as a really good representative for Miss Universe. So, Aces and Queens is coming in strong this year with 10 ladies from their camp. The first one from their list, number 11, is Kesha Ramachandran from Iloilo City. Now, Kesha, striking as she is, again, needs guidance in toning it down, because she has had a number of really beautiful editorial photos, well thought of, really blingy, but definitely the opposite of what we've been asking her to do, which is to go more on the natural side, because she's already so striking. So we want to see a more natural side of her, maybe more natural hairstyle, maybe lesser makeup, less costumey, wardrobe and maybe, you know, shorter nails as well. But because there's just seems to be a disconnect. We've seen several footages of her playing basketball, like really plain, really natural. So we want to see like a smoother transition between the two looks, just so we know they're not disconnected. Number 12 is from Miss Amis Oriental, the beautiful Mestiza Chella Grace Falconer. Now, I have very little interaction with Chella in terms of having her posted on our Titas of Pageantry page. I am hoping that we get more chance to feature her this time around. But I like that Chella really does have that pretty face. She's not one of the tallest in the competition, but it doesn't really show because she has really nice proportions. And I was able to listen to her speak in one of the Mindanao videos that was released last night, and I felt that she had a good tone to her voice. So yeah, I'd love to hear more from Chella. Number 13 is another cutie. Her name is Jane Mignano from Romblon. We featured her before on Titas of Pageantry. She was the one who competed in a look that was very Catriona Gray from the Leo Almodal shoot. But Jane is really very promising because Jane is a pageant girl. So, you know, she's very meticulous with how she looks. She's very meticulous even with the movements. Now, not a lot of people really picked up on her pasarela video, but I do know that some people did. And it pretty much shows she is on the young side, so maybe a little more polish, if she doesn't make it this year, would really give her an edge because she already has the pageant foundation. Number 14 is from Zambales. Her name is Joanna Rabe, someone that we are also familiar with. Joanna is long and lean, and, you know, depending on how she is styled, she could go for a really classy European type of beauty because she does have the long neck, she does have the, you know, the bone structure. So I wish that we could see more of that. Although, you know, she has been styled in, you know, a sexier manner, something that's more on the edgy side, and it, you know, it really works. But I feel like with Joanna, we have to work more on personality because if it's just beautiful photos, she takes photos beautifully, but I want more like interaction from her. Like, are we gonna get more in a conversation with her? That's what I want to know. Now, number 15 is another really strong competitor in this batch. We have Beatrice Gomez of Cebu City. Beatrice has been on everyone's mouth lately. She has been posted in a lot of the admin pages, so she's doing really well. I just wish that they would hold back on the more experimental looks, the more of the fashion looks, and just really, you know, focus on what she's really good at. And she's good at looking commanding and looking fierce. And as much as we want diversity in the looks, we already know that she could do fresh. We already know that she could do youthful. We already know that she could walk. We already know that she could speak. So this time around, maybe they could just strengthen what you know, the qualities that are already in her, and maybe strengthen the look that already suits her. And by this time, these people already know that, you know, what suits Beatrice is a look that's on the fierce side. Because, yeah, I mean, once she has all of this on, with the body, with the tattoo, with, you know, the background, I think that she is really one of the girls to watch out for. Kisses de Lavinia of Masbate. I do have quite a number of things to say about Kisses, but this time around, let's focus on styling because I think they are a little bit lost on styling with Kisses. I don't know what it is. Maybe they're trying to age her a bit. Maybe they're trying to make her a little more mature, but I don't know. Maybe it's just for me weighing her down a little bit. So if she could go and tap into her, you know, celebrity resources, because she has done this, she has made a number of appearances on TV and in certain events, and she looked fabulous in all of those. Maybe she could bring that to the table and get back to, you know, that youthful styling, something that's very current, something chic, something really fashionable, because right now I'm really not seeing that in a lot of her materials. Another thing that I'd like to point out when it comes to Kisses is that, yeah, we got into this whole conversation of Kisses not being active on social media and relying heavily on her fan base, under the premise that, you know, she doesn't want to offend anyone or to have like an unbalanced view on materials that she'll be posting on her own. Yeah, I gave a full litany on how I feel about girls who don't put in the work, especially when it comes to social media. And I feel like this has something to do with also with the panel discussion I had with her and Kylie and Tito Boy. We discussed this thing about Rabia Mateo being so engrossed into social media that it kind of contributed to her mental issues while she was competing. So I don't know if Kisses took notes and totally abandoned social media. So I feel like when it comes to social media, especially with your own materials, we have to get to know you from your own point of view, not because you have a huge fan base who's just willing to tell your story. You have to be the one to tell your story. So I hope Kisses reconsiders the social media thing. Number 17 from the roster is from Pangasinan's Maureen Robowitz. I don't think we will have any issues with Maureen, apart from, you know, just really living the beauty queen persona, because she already knows this. She already knows how to move. She has a beautiful face. Even if you put her in the ugliest clothes, I think, you know, her beauty will still shine. So just consistency with Maureen, and yeah, try to be more engaging with people. And I know that she's doing that. I mean, recently she posted something about her mental health struggles. So, you know, opening up to people will really, you know, get you closer to them, yes, but will also give you a perspective of what it is that they want from you, what it is that they need from you. And I think that's a good exchange between Maureen and the pageant fans. Number 18 is, I know, a surprise to a lot of people. She is from Siargao. Her name is Michelle Angela Ocol. But if you look at Michelle's performance in the competition, she's not the biggest name in the competition, but you will get to see why she's there. She speaks well. She does have a freshness in her, and she does have that quality that I don't know if it's mischievous or something, but she did mention in one of her videos that, you know, she may look sweet, she may look young, but, you know, she's definitely gonna speak up if something doesn't sit well with her. And I like that. I like that little tinge of being feisty. Wrapping up, oh, not yet. Number 19 on the list, of course, is the elegant Miss Manila, Jasmine O'Malley. I think that she is creating a lot of buzz. Because of the way she looks. She's really very pretty. She has that high fashion look going on. So maybe a smoother transition from modeling to pageantry could really help her out, because I feel also that her look this time is more on the edgy side. So if you bring her down, if she goes into more of a natural look, it confuses a lot of people a little bit, because all they see are those long legs, really skinny frame, and, you know, all those bones on her face. So I don't know. I think she's doing a really good job, though. It's just that maybe cater a little bit to the masses, just a little bit. And wrapping up the ladies who are on team Aces and Queens, we have Corinne Abalos of Mandaluyong City. Now, Corinne is steady. They are doing a number of experiments with her look. Just recently, she donned a bob haircut. Maybe that did not work for her, but in the others it worked really well. So I'm glad that she's pretty open to styling. I just hope that she goes a little bit careful, though, because she has had a number of photo shoots in ball gowns. So yeah, maybe mix it up a little bit. We'd like to see more suits. We'd like to see summery clothes. I mean, we'd like to see more looks. And last but not least, we have the last group who sent in a number of ladies. We did not get to see this group last year, but this time around they made an announcement. They have 8 ladies under their belt. I am talking about KF or Kagandahan Flores. Number 23 on the list, we have Megan Julia Digal of Bukidnon. We know her. She, speaks really well. She's the beachy girl who is based in Phuket, but now that she's here, I am expecting more polished looks so that she could depart from that beachy girl vibe that she's been marketing. Number 24 is from Cagayan de Oro. We already know her, we're familiar with her, Vinci Vacalares. Now with Vinci, it's a little bit hit or miss with her styling, so they really have to study the features of her face as well as, techniques that they could do. But more than that, also highlight her best assets. Vinci is long and tall and lean, and it's really nice to see her in the moving camera, and a little bit surprising to see that we have someone with those proportions. So yeah, more focus on the body this time maybe. This one I posted yesterday. She is from Reina Mercedes Isabela. Her name is John Luis Abejero. I know very little about her, but with the photo that I posted, she looks really elegant. She was in a black gown. The styling was simple. I mean, she had makeup on, yes. She had like bold lips on, yes. But everything is just so clean. And for me, this is how you balance a look, guys. If something is already frou-frou and you want to have, of course, a look that is also very dramatic, make it clean. Make the styling clean. Pull back the hair. Clean up the makeup. Don't use a lot of accessories like me. But yeah, good job for Jan Louise, because looking at her, not a lot of people will really get to notice because of the big profile names, but she does seem to have a frame. I mean, I don't know how tall she is, but she appears tall in photos and videos, and there's bone structure there, there's Filipina features there, so I'd like to see where they take this. Number 26 is, of course, from San Juan City, Rosane Bernos. Now, Ayin Bernos got into the competition fair and square. Now is the time for her to compete in the competition without really explaining a lot of things. So I want her to really attack this competition like any other pageant girl would. And let's see where she takes this. Number 27 is Princess Krista Singh of Pasig City. Princess Krista Singh, she is very pretty. The personality shines even in photos, and that's very rare, guys. I mean, sometimes you have someone who's just really bubbly, but then it doesn't translate to photos, it doesn't translate to video. But with Princess Krista Singh, it is what it is. What you see is what you get. I just wish that, yeah, she would go back to a more natural look, because right now I feel like she's just too blonde. Maybe that works well for her skin tone, but I don't know. For my pageant girls, my personal preference is for them to go back to their roots, for them to go back to their ethnicity, if possible. Number 28 is from Albay, Janela Cuaton. We already know Janela. She is a pageant girl. We know she has the resources. We know that she could whip up, really beautiful photos and, beautiful styling as well. I have very little things to say about Janela, because I think she's ready and she's pretty sure on how she will attack this competition. Maybe just be a bit careful with collaborations when it comes to styling, because she's always so polished, but I noticed that a lot of her looks are taken directly from looks from celebrities, and oftentimes there's just really very little left for the imagination, because some of the clothes are almost exact copies of the peg. So just a little careful with that. Number 29 is Grace Charmaine Vendiola of Negros Oriental. I'm so sorry. Grace Charmaine, I like her. I like the photos that she has been releasing. My only issue is that this woman is fond of wearing colored contact lenses, and sometimes it really takes away from the whole look. I think the most recent photos of her are more on the natural side, so yeah, maybe go ahead and explore that, because if you strip off the falsies and the tongkil and all that foundation and lip stuff. At the end of the day, we want to see really good bone structure. We want to see, what you look like before we slap on all of these, fun things on your face. So yeah, a more natural look for Grace Charmaine this time, and maybe more opportunities to hear her speak. And wrapping up our top 30 for this edition is, of course, Cebu's Pride, Steffi Rose Aberasturi. Now, Steffi is attacking this competition like a pro, and definitely she's a pro. She has her team, she has collaborations and maybe endorsements on the sides. I mean, this is the whole package, guys. Not because she is physically the whole package, but because she has a full arsenal of people willing to support her, willing to work with her, willing to work for her. So this is someone who isn't afraid to look different with short hair, to look different with the bob hair, looking like Aeon Flux. I mean, this is someone who loves to play around. This is someone who loves to experiment. This is someone who loves to show her enthusiasm for her pageant prep by collaborating with a lot of creatives. And I like that she's giving us a show on her own. Now, if it doesn't work for her, it's a little sad because of all the effort, but I like that there is joy in her preparation, that her preparation isn't heavy. Although she was a subject of a demolition campaign not too long ago, I feel like this did not dampen her disposition, and it just made her happier and maybe, stronger in the competitions. If we're looking for someone to send at Miss Universe given the short period of time, I think there is no doubt that Steffi could go head to head with just about any other heavy favorite, and she would still emerge as someone who is prepared in the competition. So there you go, guys. This is my somewhat condensed version of the ladies and my assessment of the contestants at Miss Universe Philippines 2021. I will definitely see you very soon. Goodbye.